Have you ever been frustrated because you made a video and you put so much energy into it, but it just didn't get the views that it deserved? I know that I have. And in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about how to revive dead videos. A video that is maybe plateaued, it deserves more views. How do you actually trigger it in the algorithm and actually revive that video so that it can start getting views 24/7, 365?
You gotta just press record.
This video is sponsored by StreamYard. This is our go-to platform for live streaming to YouTube and Facebook, especially when we have multiple people joining us on a stream. With an incredibly easy to use interface for doing cool transitions, bringing in text on the screen, and seamlessly bringing on guests. This is the perfect platform for the new and experienced creators alike.
This is actually one of the most powerful YouTube strategies that nobody is talking about. And I've actually never shared this information before. And here's what we're going to cover. This is a video that wasn't doing very well. As you can see now, it's a year old and it's got 68,000 views. But in my opinion, it deserved a lot more views than it got. And you can actually see that here, that the typical performance on the channel is this gray area in YouTube analytics. And the video was kind of just doing average, right? It was kind of slightly growing, but it was sort of flatlined. But then what happened was there was an inflection point. Do you see that? There's a dramatic uptick in views. That blue line starts to go up. And then this video rose above typical performance. So how do you do that? That's what you're going to learn. How do I send significant traffic to a video that is plateaued? You know, if you have a video, and let me know in the comments, do you actually have a video you've poured energy into and you're proud of it, but you just feel like it hasn't gotten the views that it deserved? If you want to send views, AKA traffic, to an older video, how could you do that? Well, you could do a Facebook post. That's not going to work very good though, because on Facebook, right, Facebook doesn't like YouTube. That's why when you post a YouTube link on Facebook, it doesn't get much organic reach at all, because Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, doesn't want anyone to leave the metaverse and go to the YouTube verse, right? You could try to post on Instagram. Very difficult to move people from a social media platform to another social media platform. What are you going to do? Link in the bio, maybe the clickable link in your stories. And sure, 1 to 2%, if you're an absolute social media legend, maybe 5% is going to go over to YouTube, but it's not very effective. Now, you could send a tweet out, not a bad idea, but it's probably not going to actually revive your video. You could do a collab. This would be amazing. What if you could collab with a big YouTuber in your space that has a similar niche, and they could actually at the end link to one of your videos? That would be pretty powerful, but how do you get a collab? What if you don't know anyone? That's very difficult. It takes coordination. You got to deal with somebody else's schedule, somebody else's personality. And then one of the best things you could do is you could do a YouTube community tab post, because at least it's on the YouTube community tab, whether you do your own community tab or actually if you got a shout out on somebody else's community tab. But the problem is none of these methods are really going to revive your dead video. And so this is the most powerful way we've discovered at Think Media. And I was telling you this story about this video that wasn't doing very well. And here's how we revived it. Here's the strategy. Send traffic, AKA views, to your dead video with a new video. And I'm going to show you how. So I created a new video on a popular topic in my niche. You know, I'm on a mission to help 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living doing what they love with YouTube and online video while making a difference in the world. And so one of the biggest questions that people growing a YouTube channel want to know is how to get views on YouTube. And so the question you should ask is, what is a popular topic in your niche? A wider reaching topic. Does it have wide appeal, more mass appeal? Not that you want to step outside of videos that will attract your ideal audience, but does the video have more of a wider appeal? And then I said, how can I make this video really pop? What does that mean? How can I spend more time preparing? How can I spend more time editing? How can I be more intentional with my title and my thumbnail. And sure enough, this video performed incredibly well. So step one is create a new banger video, right? And you just want to do your best. There's really nothing to lose here, because anytime you create a great video and put extra energy into it, you're giving that video the best chance of succeeding on its own merits. But here's the key. Secondly, you want to weave in a call to action to the quote unquote dead video. And so in this video about how to get views, I mentioned a bunch of tips. And one of the tips that I mentioned was you could add music to your videos. By adding music, it creates emotion, it creates a feeling, it creates energy. So consider adding music to one of your videos. It was actually one of the 7 tips I shared in this video. And if you actually, I highly recommend researching some of these videos, because you can see exactly what I said and exactly how the video was edited. We'll summarize the references in the YouTube description below, as well as other show notes. So take advantage of those. But ultimately, you can see here, partway into the video, I'm now sharing the 5th tip and I'm mentioning music. And the final step is you want to link to the dead video with end cards. And so as I'm sharing music, I say, and listen, one of the big mistakes you can make with music is you use music that is copywritten. It's going to get your video flagged. You're going to lose demonetization. And so actually, if you want to learn where to get royalty-free music that's not going to give you copyright strikes, we have a video on that. Click or tap the screen to watch it, and then we utilize the end card to send traffic to the video. But you might be asking, but Sean, all good in theory, how do you know this works? How can you prove this works? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you. And so to recap the steps though, step 1 is, what is one of your best older videos that has plateaued or has stopped getting views? Here's the key. You're not just trying to send traffic to like an older video that maybe it's not your best, doesn't deserve being promoted as much. It's like, I mean, you're not just, because think about a new person watching your channel. You want to give them that best first impression. Think about, you find somebody that you want to go on a date with. You want to make that first date as special as possible, but you also want to make the second date as special as possible. So think about, they're watching whatever new banger video that you put out. What's the second date? What's the next video that they should watch? So what's one of your best older videos that has plateaued or stopped getting views? Then step 2, what is a new video idea related? Here's a huge key. Related to your older video that would be natural for the viewer to watch next. You don't want to just necessarily take a hard pivot away from the topic of the video they just watched. The key being that what would be a logical video for them to watch next. So in my video, if you just learned about how to get views, and one of those tips is music, but hey, don't make the mistake of using copywritten music or music that's going to get your channel flagged or your video flagged. And if you need help with that, I've got a video on it. And so I've done a couple things there. It is a logical next video to watch. And I've actually woven in reasoning to watch it. And actually, I've woven in some danger. If you don't actually heed the information behind door number 2 of this next video, you could be in trouble and your channel could get flagged. So there's a lot happening in terms of stacking the journey of the viewer to naturally want to watch this video next. So here's 2 strategies for reviving dead videos. And honestly, if you've already found this video valuable and you're getting some creative ideas, it would mean the world to me if you hit the like button and even consider sharing this video with somebody that maybe would want to learn some of this information. So 2 strategies for reviving dead videos. Strategy 1, jump on an industry related trend and or react to a relevant article in your industry that will be a current revival of what it is you talk about on your channel. Let me demonstrate. So Nolan Molt on the Think Media team made a new banger video, as we discussed, by discovering an article about how Netflix does their thumbnails and about how Netflix actually reveals the secret to getting more views. They've discovered best practices of what thumbnails on Netflix get the most clicks. And there's some shocking revelations, like how many elements should be in each thumbnail, like what the color scheme should be of the thumbnail, what they've learned from thumbnails that did terrible and didn't send as much traffic to the content on Netflix and others that did better. So Nolan discovered this article that summarized this information. And he also discovered like a Reddit thread and a Twitter conversation. So I'm asking you, the strategy is maybe there's something you can jump on, something trend related, something influential. Netflix is very influential. We're here to help you learn how to do YouTube content. And so learning from Netflix's thumbnail strategy is very relevant to helping you with your thumbnail strategy. And I highly recommend checking out this video. But here's the key. There was an older video that Nolan did all about titles. It was really valuable. It was really great, but it wasn't doing as well as it should. Man, more people need to know about this. And again, you might have that emotion. Man, this is a great video. I want to get this information to people's hands. This is the point of reviving dead videos. This is the point of making new content that strategically points to older content. So at the end of this Netflix video, Nolan says, after you catch someone's attention with the thumbnail, which was the core content taught, revealed from Netflix's strategy, the next thing you need to master is the title. And as you can see in the screenshot, there is a end card. You're going to be using YouTube end cards that pops on screen. That shows up during the last 20 seconds of your video. And Nolan is like, hey, go watch that video now. Now, what's crazy is this newer video already has done better. It's done superior, and it has more views than this older video. But because of thinking ahead and planning out content, rather than just letting that video do well, but not point anywhere else, how smart and thankful are we at Think Media that there was foresight to weave in a transition at the end of that video to reactivate, to revive an older video in the library. Pretty cool, right? And so what is the next thing they should watch, or the next thing they would like, or the next video in the series, or the next video they should watch? That's what you want to actually weave into your content. This honestly doesn't really work if you do it as an afterthought. Like, oh crap, my video is already shot. It's already done. How can I end it? A lot of people put end cards on the end of their videos, but they are not experiencing their maximum potential because they're not weaving a transition into the content itself, into the verbal call to action in the video itself. But Sean, does it work? Well, you can see here now that this video was doing decent and it was kind of plateaued, slightly growing, but then there's an inflection point. And what do you think happened there? That is the moment. By the way, at day 80, this video is 80 days old now, that new video came out and gave a very strategic and integrated call to action using YouTube end cards at the end to this old video about titles. Remember, it was a new video about thumbnails that was taught off a trending article from Netflix, linking to an older video in the library teaching on titles from a time before. Crazy moment, right? You could see that verifiable result. And here's what we've learned. This has the potential for the video to be truly revived, but also the result is activating end screens and multiple other traffic sources driving views to your video. So this video on titles was being viewed in YouTube search, but notice browse features 24%, suggested videos 10, and end screens. So it's getting 10% of its 516 views every 2 days from the end screen that now gives a call to action to this video. What am I saying? That sometimes not only will you get views directly from end screens, but it actually truly has the potential to revive the video, because now this is deep, someone who actually never saw that video, but they're the person who should see that video, would love that video, and would watch the entire thing, is intrigued by the new piece of content. And when you point them to that other piece of content, they love it. They watch the entire thing. They watch a large portion of it, average view duration. Then YouTube goes, wow, this video is getting some watch time. It's getting some average view duration, and people like this person, like this video. So it activates the other traffic sources. So end screens becomes the best way to start sending some initial traffic. But as demonstrated here, you can now see other traffic sources all being lit on fire. And if you go back to the actual curve, this view growth line is not related to just end screen views. End screen views is only 50 every 2 days. That's 10% of 516. But it's getting a lot more views than that. So the whole video was being revived because, though, of that moment of activation from a new banger sending traffic to this other video. So the result is that you activate end screens and you activate multiple other traffic sources driving views to the video. Pretty powerful. And you can see here that this very video example performed at a 2% higher click-through rate than the channel average. So what does that mean? It means that if you just use end screens, you should. And in general, if you just throw an end screen out and there isn't necessarily like a strategic call to action to it, we get like 3.7% of people that see end screens click on them. This one did hundreds of percent better mathematically, like by a factor of almost double better in terms of end screen performance. Why? Because it was woven in so strategically, because the new banger video thoughtfully pointed to the other. So this video got a 5.3% click-through rate. This one got, channel average was 3.7. Here's strategy number 2. Make a new video about one piece of a larger video. So let's say you've made a longer video that covers a lot of things. You could consider breaking out just a piece of that, or talking at Think Media, we say teach a piece, just covering like one piece of that. And that new video can activate and revive the older dead video, right? And so here's the example. I made a video called Cool Tech Under $30. It was about cool office accessories and desk accessories under $50. Now, this new video was a true banger on its own merits. Browse feature, 72% in traffic. You could see that blue line. 224,000 views since the video's come out in the last 55 days. Watch times crushing, 2,000 new subscribers. New great video. And you might be thinking, well, what if I make a new video and it just doesn't do very well? No big deal. Try again. You could do this as many times as you want. You could do new content that continues to point to an older video in your library that people really need to see, or that has strategic use in your business. And so this new video did very well. And this video, though, is only about 5 items that are under $50 in regards to compared to my entire office setup. At the end of the video, and you can see I'm still on screen here, I'm like, so hey, those are 5 cool office accessories under $50. But listen, like if you actually have questions about other things, or you're curious about the entire office setup, I did a video about that. So what I did, right, was I made a new video about just one piece of the larger video. Here's what's kind of shocking is there is a lot of strategy. And of course, I hope you learn so much stuff at Think Media and from our content. And I hope you've, seen like our thinkmediasale.com. And we have a lot of resources that are going to help you strategically. But in addition to quote unquote doing everything right, YouTube still is kind of a matter. It's like a matter of odds. It's a matter of just how many at bats. Like every 10 videos you throw out, this is kind of even my philosophy. Like if I post 10 videos, I hope 3 to 5 of them like have a long lifespan and do great. And I'm happy with those odds. Like I'm just committed to posting quality videos. Of course, every time I want to go viral, every time I want things, but it's also just the discipline. It's the discipline of being committed to creating content, committed to being consistent, to committing to trying to make each video better, but never getting, and here's the key, never getting too emotionally tied up with one video. Did it do as good as I thought it did? On to the next one. And I can use the next one to point to the one that I really wish people saw, right? Always thinking like, man, the more videos you post on YouTube, the higher your chances of having more breakout videos on YouTube. The more videos you post on YouTube that are strategic, the higher your chances of having more videos growing. Why is this so significant? Is because the hero video, the complete office tour, right? The full length video didn't do nearly as good as the video about 5 office accessories. But what's cool is the cool home office desk accessories under $50 links to the full length video. So they are cross promoting each other. Do you see how powerful this is? And so they're promoting each other. And then watch. Here's the full length video, which was doing well on its own. Browse feature is pretty good, 46%. But friend, the end screen is 20% of end screen views. So out of 705 views every 2 days, that's 141 views driven by end screens from the other video. Crazy, right? And so sometimes even the best quote unquote video in a series of videos you make might not be the most popular. What I mean to say in all of this last rant was like that you don't always know. You can't necessarily predict viral. You don't know which video is going to do better than the other video. So how do you ensure YouTube success? You don't just post one video and pray. You post 10 videos and pray. You post 10 videos and then pray and then realize, whoa, 3 of them did pretty good. 4 did all right. 2 kind of did bad. People really need to see those. And then you maybe use the strategy to cross promote all of them strategically using YouTube tools like end cards, as we've described. And here's kind of what's cool to check this out in your YouTube analytics is you can go, this is our Think Media Analytics. You could go to engagement and you can actually see on the right side of the screen here, it says top end screens in the last 28 days. And it actually tells you that cool home office accessory video that I was just describing, that is actually driven 4,109 views. That Netflix video, that has driven 3,293 clicks. So 3,293 people clicked to go watch the title video next. So you can actually verify this strategy working in your YouTube analytics.
Are you ready to start or grow your YouTube channel? Do you feel stuck and need help connecting the dots? Join this free web class where you'll learn the step-by-step playbook for YouTube success. We've helped thousands of purpose-driven entrepreneurs just like you grow their influence with video. Register today for this exclusive training at thinkmasterclass.com.